Whew, so maybe I'll share this and maybe I won't. And it's definitely not the best time and the right time, but is there a right time? I feel so just inspired and like, whew, real emotions coming out. Can you hold on a second, please? Definitely not the best time. I have 4 children. Is there a best time? I don't really know. I'm going to share this, and there's going to be lots of probably opinions, whether they get shared or not, but, whatever. There is a space that I feel like I'm being called to, and I feel very emotional and passionate about this. I feel like I haven't really shared I have not shared my story about my own free birth. And it's obviously something that was really important to me. And I didn't have a lot of support. And I didn't tell a lot of people about it because I didn't think I was going to have their support. But I've had 4 children. 3 of them were in the medical system. And I didn't have them in the medical system because I wanted to. It was out of fear. There was a lot of fear out there from myself, from what happened. My mother had lost a child when I was little. So I was afraid that would happen to me. And a lot of fear from other people. So, like, everybody has their babies in the hospital. Of course they do, right? No, they don't. I didn't even know there was a different way until I met someone who told me she had a birth at home called a free birth. And I was like, what is that? And she was like, it's when you have a baby all by yourself. I was like, oh, like with a midwife. And she was like, no, not with a midwife. And I was like, what? And so I went to a doctor up until 18 weeks. And I kept just thinking, like, I really want to have a home birth. I've always wanted to have a home birth. I'm really scared. I've got a lot of fear, but I really want to do this. I'm going to make a whole video sharing my birth story. I think it's time. I think I feel so passionate right now about it. Could be the new moon in Cancer. I don't really know. Cancer being, of the home, rules the home, the mother. But there's something about women not listening to themselves, not listening to their intuition, not listening to their own, like, what's their inner wisdom saying inside of them. Like, I don't think that women even know that there's a whole space outside of the medical system. And that's obviously a very loaded statement, but I feel like my whole life I was like taught, you do this and this and this and this, and like never taught that there was like another way. Like, I had to figure that out myself. I had to walk through that, whether it was homeschooling, whether it was like, this nomadic lifestyle that I am stepping into, having a free birth, like doing things differently. God, I'm so emotional. I just didn't know that there was another way. And I didn't see people really talking about these things around me. So I always felt kind of like a black sheep in a way, but I don't want to use the word black sheep. I just felt different because I questioned the norm. I questioned what society made normal, what we're supposed to do. And I guess just for the topic of this video, I just didn't know what a free birth was or that it was even possible. I am all for women's autonomy, anyone's autonomy, but especially women who have been having babies for hundreds and thousands of years, who have learned how to turn off their intuition and trust a system that really is only profiting from them. Now, there are definitely times where medical intervention is needed. And you can make that decision, you and your family, if that's best for you. My problem is with women choosing to do things out of fear in general, not just birth, but especially with birth, because I feel like birth is so transformative having a child is so transformative, and it's a space that not many people are willing to talk about. Talk about like the death from, it is like a literal, I hate to say birth and death in the same sentence, but it is a death of a person that you used to be, stepping into a birth of a person that you are now. And as you have children, multiple children, one child, doesn't matter. There is a birth of a new person. And that's a space that a lot of people don't talk about. They don't talk about this, what it's like to transition from only worrying about yourself to stepping into a new space of bringing life, bringing creation into this world, birthing something, and then how much that changes you. And I feel like a lot of women are just disconnected from themselves for lots of different reasons. Maybe I'll go into that as well. But I feel like we need to be talking about this more. I feel like we need to be empowering women to believe in themselves, trust their intuition, and not make decisions out of fear. And when it comes to the medical system, when it comes to having a birth, whether you want to have a birth at home with a midwife or a free birth, I feel like it's a space that isn't talked about enough because women just don't really know. And the only way you're going to know is by hearing other people's stories. And so I've been scared to put myself out there, scared of the criticism for a really long time. But I think it's time that I share my story in hopes to inspire somebody else. Yes, I told you, there's never a good time when you have 4 kids. Anyway, thank you for listening. I will continue to share more.